Hi there, my name is Roselle Quinones and I'm the Victim Services Coordinator with the Port Moody Police Department. I've been in the field of victim services for over 20 years. And to be quite honest with you, my whole connection to restorative justice probably just began about a couple of years ago. The industry of victim services really didn't know a whole lot about restorative justice when I first started out. So I'm really glad to have had the opportunity to learn more about it. I was actually at a conference out in Halifax, and it was actually on domestic violence. And we had speakers who talked about an RJ process and how it really benefited the victim. And it became an aha moment for me when I finally recognized and understood that restorative justice really is about being victim-centered and victim-focused. That restorative justice really has this ability to build relationships and opportunities for relationships to be repaired. Because I think that as humans, that's what we rely on. We rely on relationships between each other and amongst ourselves, and to be able to have opportunity to fix those relationships should something occur, to sort of break that relationship. I think that that is so important, that people feel heard on either side, that there is value and validation around each individual's own experience of what has happened. And so once we allow for that space for people to voice what's happened to them and for people to then feel heard, I think that's a huge starting point to then engage in more dialogue and understanding about what's happened, right? Because that's where it needs to come from. I think that people really just need to be in a place to understand one another. I think for me, what's really important is for people to recognize that the understanding of restorative justice doesn't happen overnight. Much as like people talk about restorative justice as being a process, I think this whole appreciation and understanding of restorative justice is also a process, and that we need to be open to really understanding and interacting and having dialogues with people along the way, so that it's very alive and occurring, almost like on an everyday kind of basis, right? It's not just something that just we have it and then we tuck it away. So I'm really hopeful that as we move through our days, that, you know, we're mindful about restorative justice and what it can do for ourselves individually, as well as our community as a whole.